Today I'm in the mood to experiment, and so we are going to play in the kitchen. I am vibing something warm and cozy, velvety, just smooth and comforting. And so I'm going to try my hand at a butternut bisque. I want to make this as super simple as I possibly can. I don't want to dirty a bunch of things. I don't want to add a bunch of things. I want to just use very basic ingredients and see how far we can get in the flavor profile. To make my butternut bisque, I am taking half of a large onion. I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm going to peel it and I'm going to throw it right into my air fryer. Next, 1 entire head of garlic. I'm just cutting off like the tippy top. This is going to roast in the air fryer with my butternut squash and my onion, but I'm going to protect her. You will see what I mean. I have 1 large butternut squash. I am just going to cut her in half to make it easier to cut because, So the top half, I'm just cutting that into 4s. I'm going to throw it into my air fryer. And then the bottom half, I'm just cutting into halves. I am going to take a spoon, scrape out all of the seeds and all the yummy things there in the bottom. And this right here is where I'm going to place my garlic head. The butternut squash is going to protect the garlic from burning in the air fryer, but it's still going to allow the garlic to cook and roast and become delicious. This is it. Outside of seasonings, this is all I'm going to put in my butternut bisque. It is going to be so delicious. I can just feel it. I can feel it. So this is going to go into the air fryer. It's going to cook at 400 degrees until everything is done. And really my biggest concern is just making sure the butternut squash is tender. So for me, this ended up taking about 40 minutes, and it was just checking it every 15 to 20 minutes to see how it was doing. So your time may vary, just play around with it. If you don't have an air fryer, you can certainly do this in the oven. Put everything on a cookie sheet and just let it roast or bake until everything is nice and tender. And really, again, it's just the butternut squash. Once everything is done, I just let it cool for 15 to 20 minutes so that it's easy to handle and I don't burn my fingers right off. So now I have my blender cup. This is my second appliance that I'm going to be using to do this. So to my blender cup, I added 8 ounces of vegetable stock. That is just to give my blender cup a base. And now I'm going to start adding everything in. So I've added my onion just whole. I'm not cutting it up anymore. I am peeling the butternut squash away from the skin. And then I'm just throwing the butternut squash meat, if you will, into the blender cup. You can throw the skin in if you want. Everything is going to blend until it's completely smooth, so it really doesn't matter. But I just want to try to get as close to my vision as I possibly can. And I don't think my vision includes the skin of the butternut squash, if you know what I mean. The garlic is nice and tender. It is just a matter of squeezing it to get the garlic out, and then we are good. To season up my beautiful bisque, I am throwing in some red chili flakes, some pink salt, some freshly ground black pepper, a little turmeric powder, and a tiny little dash of cinnamon. When this is ready to blend, I will start slowly adding in some vegetable stock. Ultimately, I'm going to end up adding 3 to 4 cups, but I'm going to do it slowly because I do want this bisque to be on the thicker side. I don't want a brothy type of soup. I actually want a thick bisque. Once I blended this for about a minute, I stop, I scrape down the sides, I add a little more pink salt and vegetable stock, and then we're going to keep going. The nice thing about doing this in a blender is that a high-speed blender can handle making this completely smooth and heating it up. You can see here the heat vapors that are coming off of this. A high-speed blender can do that. If you don't have a high-speed blender, you can certainly throw all of this into a large pot, add your vegetable stock, and use an immersion blender to make everything nice and smooth. But this, if you have a high-speed blender, girl, use it. It is going to save you. This bisque, let me just tell you, it turned out so freaking good. Once I put it in my bowl, I topped it with a little crack of pink salt, a little more of the red chili flakes, and then a little drizzle of olive oil. You can also drizzle this with some sour cream or a little yogurt, whatever you want. But this, so delicious. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe, and you click that notification bell, because all of that really supports my channel and it means the world to me. I will see you next time.